guys, I'm Matthew Sato. I play Kai Kamealoha and Doogie Kamealoha M.D, and I'm super excited to be here.
I held a man's heart in my hand yesterday. I work so hard and get nothing.
My little doctor sister has so much to learn.
So Doogie Kamealoha M.D is a reimagining of the 90s series Doogie Howser M.D, which was originally Neil Patrick Harris, and now it is a female-led show, and it stars Peyton Elizabeth Lee and a couple of other awesome people like myself. And it's a super fun show, and it's all about her balancing her doctor life and her teenage life and all the different stories that come along with that. If you watch the show, you definitely will learn some cool new shows. I know a lot of times when I'm watching, because we filmed it, so many months ago, I'll try to kind of guess. And I wasn't there for a lot of the hospital stuff because I'm more part of the family stuff. So I'll kind of try to guess what's wrong with the patient as the episode's going. And if you watch the show, I'm sure you'll learn a thing or two, because I definitely have. I feel like there's always pressure when you're trying to remake something that was done so well, like the original show. It was such a hit. So there's always pressure when it comes to doing it again. And it's like, is everyone going to hate it? Is everyone going to hate this new version of it? We're trying to do something that was already done. But the show is really different. I mean, it's like we took the foundation of the original show and made a whole new thing. It's Hawaii based, which is super fun. The whole show takes place in Hawaii. And there's so much like fun cultural stuff and a lot of jokes that you'll only get if you've been to Hawaii or if you lived in Hawaii. And I think that makes for a lot of fun little things, especially because I got to go home and tell my parents the jokes that we were doing. And my dad would always think they were really funny because my dad is born and raised like me. He's full local. So there's a lot of jokes that were so much fun, especially when it was the local stuff. Yeah. On set, we always had someone, especially when we were doing the Hawaii stuff, we had someone, well, the whole crew was local. So most of the people that were there were local anyway. But on top of that, we had people there with the writing team that were kind of making sure everything was legit and making sure we were being respectful. And you can never be completely perfect. But we were, the whole show, they were trying to be as cautious as they could. And they were doing everything they could to get it right. The audition process for me, it started off with a self-tape. And then I went into a chemistry read with some of the directors and producers. And after that, I did just a few more Zooms and meetings. And then I found out I got the role. And 2 days later, I flew to Hawaii and was there for 5 months shooting. So it was a super quick turnaround. This was done during COVID. So I had to get a COVID test it was either the day of my audition or the day after my audition. And the whole show was during COVID. So it was kind of like summer camp because we all were kind of forced to stay in this bubble. We couldn't see too many people outside of production. And we all got really close, the whole cast, because no one knew each other. No one was allowed to go outside of the cast. And we were all in Hawaii, staying close to each other. But it made it more fun, I think. Acting was always number one on my list. I always knew I wanted to do it. I was swimming in high school and I got really into swimming. And I was going to go and become a college swimmer and everything like that. But acting was just always in my heart. And I'm really glad that I went with it. Well, throughout the season, the character is totally going to progress along with his relationships with some of the other characters. And there's some really fun love stuff and some teenage angst and some arguing with parents and stuff like that. And just the whole season, there are some really fun stuff that starts to happen towards the end. And I think that's where Kai's character really starts to unfold. It's just really fun to play that brother-sister relationship because we kind of balance each other out. I can kind of school her on the teenage stuff and she can kind of school me on the school stuff.
Now, again, it's like watching the show. I don't feel like I'm watching a kid's show. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm watching a drama or something like that with a young cast.
Yeah.
Was that purposely written like that? That you don't, it's not like a kid show. Like it should be on Nickelodeon or anything.
Right. In your face. Right. The whole thing was very grounded. And I remember when I first found out about the audition, it said it's a grounded comedy. Nothing's going to be super duper over the top or anything like that. And I have done shows like that, and that's a lot of fun, especially with sitcoms and live audience stuff. I haven't, because I've been, ever since I started really working, it's kind of been COVID. So I was never able to do any live audience stuff back when I was working on a sitcom. But that stuff's fun too. But this show is, yeah, it's more grounded, and it's more for the whole family. You know, everyone can kind of take from it. Yeah, I'm still auditioning. The whole idea is season 2. That's what we want. That's the big goal. But I am going to be in the new season of Saved by the Bell, and that's going to be coming out on November 24th. There's so many shows that are reboots now. Yeah, so I think I'm getting used to it. But it's definitely a lot harder because it has this huge fan base that loves what was already created. And now here I come walking into it. I wasn't even, you know, alive when the show was, you know, and I'm having to be in it and represent it. And it's a lot of pressure, but it's cool that it's already it makes it cooler, I think, to me. Now, it's cool that it's already such a big show. I think it's so cool. I love the whole like 90s sitcom. I don't know. All those shows, they just have that specific look to them. And it's just that like kind of cheesy. It's cool the way that they dress. It just felt so like grungy, teeny. I don't know. I was watching episodes today of the original Saved by the Bell, and scenes with like Zach Morris, and that's Mark Paul, and I got to work with him he was our director. He's an actor in the new show, but he was also directing one of our episodes, so it was cool to see that. I come in and I play Gil, and Gil is this kind of nerdy vice president who goes to the school, and he catches our Daisy, which is she's, I don't know if you've seen the show, but Daisy's kind of the lead, and he kind of catches her attention in the beginning of the season, and they kind of explore that relationship throughout the show. So you can find me at Matt Sato on Instagram, and you can find all my other links from there. Hey guys, I'm Matt Sato, and you have just been buzzed.